Alright, welcome back to part 2 of creating the map of Europe. Part 2, we're going to be labeling 5 cities as well as the capital and the country and creating a key for our map. So to get started, make sure you have your selection tool and click on the outline of your map. And you're going to go to the transparency tab. Now if you don't have that tab, go to window, click on transparency. We're going to change the opacity down so that you can see the cities. First thing we're going to do is label the capital, so select one of the tools for the shapes and label it. I'm going to use the star tool. There we go. And I'm going to change the color. You can change the color to whatever, doesn't matter. Then pick another shape and use it for the cities. So I'm going to hold shift with the ellipses to draw out a circle. And then I'm going to use the selection tool. Remember, if we hold alt and then left click and drag, we can copy. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to drag it out to 5 different cities. And then we're going to go back and label those cities. So we have our capital, Berlin. And as you do this, make sure you're spelling stuff correctly. If you spell stuff wrong, I will take off points. And I hit the selection tool and then go back to the type tool just to start over. And I'm going to do that each time. And with the selection tool, you can move the text very easy. Oops. There we go. And I got to label Munich. There we go. So we've got our cities, our capital. Now we need to name our country. And when you do the country, I would suggest making the text bigger. I'm going to put it at 30 point. And when you change the font size, some of y'all have been changing the stroke over here, and what that does is it makes a big giant blob because the stroke is so big. So make sure you're clicking on this one on the right, which is the actual font size. Change the color of it to something else, whatever color you want. Then we'll go down, find a spot on your map for the key. This will be your map key. And as you're doing this, just keep in mind that this is the edge of your 5x5 inch map. So you want to keep your stuff inside there. So I'm going to hold alt again. I'm going to left click and drag 2 of the symbols down here. And then I'm going to use the type tool again to label what they are. And I've got to change this to 12. So the star is going to indicate that it is the capital city. And our circle is going to indicate that it's a city. And then the only thing we have left to do is draw out this at the top so that we know the size of our map. So we are going to go and use the pen tool, and we're going to switch these. I don't want a stroke color, or I'm sorry, a fill color, and I'm going to leave the stroke on black. And I'm going to draw out this. There we go. And then use the type tool to fill it in. So 0, we have 0. We've got 75 miles. And we have 150 miles. There we go. So once we have all that, we need to go back and select our map outline and change the opacity up again. And then we're going to go to layer 1, select it, and then where this trash can is, click on that, and we're going to delete layer 1. And now we have the map of our country, and we can go use the selection tool to select different things if you want to move stuff over so it looks a little nicer. I could go back here and I can change the fill color. I would use a light color for your map. There we go. That looks a lot nicer. But basically just go back, kind of fix up your map. Make sure you have the key, make sure you have this. You've labeled the country, 5 cities, and the capital. Once you're done, you're going to save it in your Illustrator folder. So go to File, Save As. Okay. Name it Map of, and then put whatever your company is, .ai, and click Save, and you are done.